Welcome to Star Bios, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives of Hollywood's most iconic stars. I'm your host, Casey Gold, and today we're shining the spotlight on the one and only Clark Gable. With his dashing good looks, charming on-screen presence, and unforgettable roles in classics like Gone with the Wind, and It Happened One Night, Clark Gable is an actor who has left an indelible mark on the world of cinema. But before he became a household name, Gable's life was shaped by his humble beginnings, close family ties, and experiences in the small towns of Ohio. So let's take a journey back to the early life of this Hollywood legend and explore the events, people, and places that foreshadowed his remarkable rise to stardom. Born on February 1st, 1901, in Cadiz, Ohio, Clark Gable was the fifth of 8 children to William Henry Gable and Adeline Hershelman. His father, an oil driller and farmer, worked tirelessly to provide for the family, while his mother, a former schoolteacher, instilled in Clark a love for reading and learning. The Gable family lived on a small farm on the outskirts of Cadiz, where Clark spent his childhood playing in the rolling hills, exploring the nearby woods, and developing a strong work ethic that would serve him well throughout his life. As a young boy, Clark attended the local elementary school in Cadiz, where he was an average student but excelled in sports, particularly football and baseball. His athletic prowess earned him recognition and respect from his peers, and he began to develop a sense of confidence and self-assurance that would serve him well in his future endeavors. During the summer months, Clark worked on the family farm, helping with the harvest and learning the value of hard work and dedication. In 1917, when Clark was just 16 years old, his family moved to Akron, Ohio, where his father took a job at the local rubber factory. It was here that Clark attended Akron High School, where he continued to excel in sports and developed a passion for drama and acting. He joined the school's drama club and appeared in several stage productions, including a production of The Merry Wives of Windsor. These early experiences on stage would lay the foundation for his future career as an actor. It was also during this period that Clark met his first wife, Rhea Franklin, a woman several years his senior, who worked as a theater actress. The two met while Clark was still in high school, and they began a romantic relationship that would eventually lead to marriage in 1931. Though the marriage ultimately ended in divorce, it played a significant role in shaping Clark's early career and introducing him to the world of performing arts. The historical context of Clark's early years is also worth noting. The United States was emerging from World War I, and the country was experiencing a period of rapid growth and transformation. New technologies, industries, and cultural trends were emerging, and Clark's experiences during this time, though limited to his small-town surroundings, would eventually shape his perspective on the world and inform his future decisions. As we explore the early life of Clark Gable, it becomes clear that his humble beginnings, close family ties, and experiences in the small towns of Ohio played a profound role in shaping his character and foreshadowing his later significance. The seeds of his charisma, work ethic, and creative ambition were sown in these formative years, setting the stage for a remarkable journey that would take him from the oil fields of Ohio to the bright lights of Hollywood. As we pick up Clark's story, it's the late 1920s, and he's working as an extra and occasional actor in silent films. With his rugged good looks and natural charisma, Clark quickly catches the attention of casting directors and studio executives. He begins to land more substantial roles, including a part in the 1931 film The Easiest Way, which marks his first major speaking role. This early success sets the stage for a rapid ascent up the Hollywood ladder, as Clark's talent, work ethic, and dedication earn him recognition and respect within the industry. One of Clark's earliest breakout roles comes in 1931 with the film Fools, Dance, where he stars alongside Joan Crawford. This film not only showcases Clark's acting abilities, but also marks the beginning of a long-standing professional and personal relationship with Crawford, who becomes a close friend and confidant. The success of this film leads to more prominent roles in movies like The Finger Points and Honky Tonk, cementing Clark's status as a rising star in Hollywood. In 1932, Clark signs with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, one of the most prestigious studios in Hollywood at the time. This move proves to be a pivotal moment in his career, as MGM provides him with access to top-notch directors, scripts, and co-stars. Under the guidance of MGM's legendary studio head, Louis B. Mayer, Clark's career flourishes, and he becomes one of the studio's most valuable assets. The early 1930s are a whirlwind period for Clark, with a string of successful films that showcase his versatility as an actor. He stars in Red Dust alongside Jean Harlow, Strange Interlude, and Night Flight, demonstrating his range and ability to take on complex roles. These films not only solidify Clark's position as a leading man, but also introduce him to a wider audience, who are drawn to his charming, on-screen presence and undeniable talent. Clark's personal life is also undergoing significant changes during this period. His marriage to Rhea Franklin ends in divorce in 1931, and he begins a romantic relationship with Maria Rhea Langham, whom he marries in 1931. However, this marriage is short-lived, and Clark divorces Rhea in 1939. Despite the challenges in his personal life, Clark remains focused on his career, using his experiences to inform his performances and deepen his understanding of the characters he portrays. As we explore Clark's rise to stardom, it becomes clear that his success is not solely due to his talent or good looks. He is a hard worker, dedicated to his craft, and willing to take risks to advance his career. Clark's ability to adapt to different roles, work with various directors, and navigate the complexities of the studio system serves him well during this period. The historical context of the 1930s also plays a significant role in shaping Clark's career. The Great Depression has a profound impact on the film industry, with many studios struggling to stay afloat. However, MGM's commitment to producing high-quality films, combined with Clark's talent and popularity, helps the studio weather this challenging period. As the decade progresses, Clark becomes an integral part of MGM's efforts to produce films that entertain, inspire, and distract audiences from the difficulties of everyday life. With his dashing good looks, charming on-screen presence, and undeniable talent, he has captured the hearts of audiences around the world. The late 1930s are a transformative period for Clark, both personally and professionally. In 1939, he stars as Rhett Butler in David O. Selznick's epic historical romance Gone with the Wind alongside Vivien Leigh as Scarlett O'Hara. This film becomes one of the most iconic and successful movies of all time, cementing Clark's status as a Hollywood legend. His portrayal of the charming and cynical Rhett Butler earns him widespread critical acclaim and solidifies his position as one of the most popular stars of the era. Clark's personal life is also undergoing significant changes during this period. In 1939, he marries actress Carole Lombard, whom he meets on the set of the film No Man of Her Own. This marriage proves to be a happy and fulfilling one for Clark, with Lombard becoming his third wife. The couple becomes known for their romantic and adventurous relationship, with Lombard often accompanying Clark on location shoots and sharing his love of outdoor activities. As World War II breaks out in Europe, Clark feels compelled to contribute to the war effort. In 1942, he joins the U.S. Army Air Forces, where he serves as a lieutenant and later becomes a captain. Clark's military service takes him to England, where he participates in bombing missions over Germany and becomes involved in the production of training films for the military. Tragedy strikes in 1942 when Carole Lombard dies in a plane crash while returning from a war bond tour. Clark is devastated by her loss and throws himself into his military service as a way to cope with his grief. His experiences during World War II have a profound impact on him, both personally and professionally, and he emerges from the war a changed man. In the aftermath of the war, Clark returns to Hollywood and resumes his acting career. He stars in a string of successful films, including Adventure and The Hucksters, but his personal life remains complicated. In 1949, he marries Sylvia Ashley, a British actress, but this marriage ends in divorce in 1952. As the 1950s progress, Clark continues to work in film, albeit at a slower pace than during the height of his career. He becomes increasingly selective about his roles, choosing projects that allow him to explore more complex and nuanced characters. One of his most notable films from this period is Mogambo, an adventure drama directed by John Ford and co-starring Ava Gardner and Grace Kelly. As we near the end of Clark's story, it's clear that he has left an indelible mark on Hollywood and American culture. His legacy extends far beyond his iconic roles in films, like Gone with the Wind and It Happened One Night. He remains one of the most beloved and respected stars of the golden age of Hollywood, a true legend who continues to inspire and entertain audiences to this day. As Clark Gable once said, "The most important thing in life is to learn how to give out love and let it come in." Throughout his life and career, Clark embodied this philosophy, sharing his talent, charisma, and generosity with the world. As we conclude our exploration of his remarkable story, we remember a man who lived life on his own terms, always striving to push beyond the boundaries of what was possible. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and career of Clark Gable. We hope you've enjoyed this podcast, and will join us again soon as we explore more fascinating stories from Hollywood's golden age. That's all for today's Star Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Casey Gold reminding you to keep shooting for the stars.